my story and you guys have a question, honestly, feel free to either spit it out, or I'm talented enough through my oodles of Zooms lately, you guys, to be able to even watch the chat line and see something pop in on the chat line as well if you guys had a question, okay? So Jason and I have been consuming the products 18 years this month. It's like April 21st was the first day that I signed my distributor application, you guys, 18 years ago. Our backgrounds, Jason and I both have master's degrees in engineering and worked for, look at, I'm so loyal. Some of these guys know this. I'm so loyal to 3M, you guys, right? I've got Post-it notes here, you guys. So I worked for 3M, you guys, Post-it notes and Scotch tape. And I was an engineer there and I loved it. And I never thought, you guys, Jason and I combined had $90,000 in student loan debt. We paid our way all the way through our master's degrees, and it was great. You know, we landed awesome jobs and we were working in our career field. And this is like, you know, the early 2000s. Some of you guys might have not even been born yet, right? But it was really great. We loved it. We had no intention of doing anything else different with our life. We really wanted to climb the white corporate tower at 3M, and I had a really awesome experience. And we worked in this really small farming community in southern Minnesota, and one day I teach aerobics, you guys, after work just to stay in shape. And Jason had been a personal trainer, and he was kind of like training people. It was a really small community. And there was a woman. I would always be drinking stuff, you guys, because we were product users, just not Herbalife products. Like we were like nutritional supplement kind of people. And she'd always see me drinking something. And one day she came up to me and she was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Herbalife? You want to try the products?" I was like, "Sure, I'll try the products," right? So I lost 21 pounds, you guys, and that was 18 years ago. And I just think, like, from a product perspective, you guys, we've used so many products for so many years that Jason will always tell the story. He's like, it's the first time Amber ever came to me and said, "I think you should try these products." Because I was always like, "What are you on? And how much are you taking? And where did you get that stuff?" I was always kind of like on him, like nagging on him, right? But then when I got into the Herbalife products, I was like, "Oh, I actually think you should try these ones. These ones are kind of like, these ones are a little different than the piecemealing packaging stuff that we had been doing for years." So Jason got on the products. He lost 65 pounds. He competed in a Minnesota bodybuilding competition, placed second. Like, it was awesome. Now, we were product users, loved the products, also still loved being in corporate America. And if this is a takeaway, you guys, it's one of the things we still teach our team. Our sponsor at the time used to be like, "Oh, you'd be so good at the business. Oh, you'd be so good at the business." And I thought it was the weirdest thing. I did not grow up in an entrepreneurial family. Nobody in my, like, I can't think of anybody, you guys, that is in my, like, even cousins and aunts and uncles that owns their own business. Everybody was just employed, right? My dad was the registrar at the university. So I was just raised that you go to school, you get a job, you stay at the corporate white tower 30 years, you get a gold watch. It's all great. It was great because that's what I was raised to do or become, or, you know. And I also thought it was super weird the way that she was talking to me. Does that make sense? She's like, "Oh, you'd be so good at this." I'm like, all I could think of was Mary Kay eyeshadow. I was like, I'm an engineer. And the only other MLM I know of is Mary Kay eyeshadow. I do not want to sell Mary Kay eyeshadow. That's all I kept thinking of. I get it was a multivitamin, you guys, but I was like, it's so weird to me. Now, here's the kicker. It's like 2 lines above her, Tammy Geitznauer, right? Tammy calls me one day and says, "Oh, I know you love the products, and there's actually a product training going on in Minneapolis." We live about 2.5 hours south of Minneapolis. "There's a product training going on in Minneapolis. You want to come to this product training?" I was like, "Oh, for sure." You guys get it? It was an STS. So that's how she got me to an STS. That event totally changed my life, you guys. Of course, you know, you go there, it's during the HOM portion. The last person in the HOM line is a girl I graduated from college with. Okay, she tells her story. She's making president's team income, and I think I'm all high. I'm like snooty because I'm a master's degree in engineering at 3M, right? So I took home like $3,500 a month. That was great, right? After, like, I think I got paid maybe, I don't know, $55,000, $60,000 a year at 3M, and it was awesome, right? But after everything else, I take home $3,500. So at that moment, I was like, okay, I don't necessarily need to make her money, right? But if I can make $3,500 a month and I didn't have to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week, I am in. The point is, you guys, one of the things that we teach our people is, like, exactly what you're saying to them. Like, how are you communicating with people? And are you communicating with people what it is that you want, or am I communicating to them how I can serve them? Okay. So even, like, for the most part, you guys, people will respond to products, right? Less likely people will respond to the business opportunity, except I think right now times are changing, right? So it's like, well, how do I get them exposed? My whole thing is exposure. Okay. It's like, I want them to get on an HOM. I want them to get on a wellness workshop where they hear income testimonials. Like, I'm constantly like, how do I get more people exposed to the business? How do I get more people exposed to the business? How do I get more people exposed to the business? all the time. It's my wiring all the time, which Kelly and Brad know me really well, that like, I'm not a recruiting person. I am, you guys. I just have a way of finding a way to get them exposed, right? So it's like, we have nutrition clubs, right? And a lot of you guys have nutrition clubs, or you've got preferred members that are taking products home. So it's like, well, how do I get, can you guys think of all the people in like your POS system or your HMI club system? You guys have thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I'm like, if I could just get them exposed, right? So one of the things that, you know, like exposure, I know, I was like, I'm so wild on exposure, and I'm going to transition and just share with you guys a few of the things that we're doing right now in the season, right? That possibly gets people exposed, but how we're inviting them. Okay. So I'm like, we've got thousands of people. How could I get them on some sort of Zoom meeting, right? That they might be interested in learning about, like they're really interested in learning about, but how do I like drop the carrot or the seeds in there for the possible exposure? Okay. So a few things, we're doing this thing called, it's like, it doesn't matter what it's called. Okay. But it's like it's an HOM. Let me say that it's an HOM. An HOM in my world just means they hear product stories and they hear income stories. However you beautify it up. Does that make sense? They hear a product story and they hear an income story of some fashion. Okay, so we have we're having them like once a month during this season, and they're like called the 45-minute pivot. And so we're just talking to people about pivoting in their life. Like you're pivoting as a mom because now you're homeschooling, or you're pivoting as an employee because now you're working at home, or you're pivoting because now you can't see, like my little guy can't see his grandparents, right? Because we're just kind of in like the stay-at-home order. So as humans, we're all pivoting. We're pivoting because we're now working from home and we can't stay out of the fridge. So we're like, for the most part, you guys, anybody that's a club customer or anybody that's a preferred member, we're attempting to find a way to provide resources and tools for them because we're all pivoting. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so we're like, then we have these like pivoting info sessions, or pivoting, like they're basically HOMs, but we just don't use the word HOM because a consumer or preferred member doesn't want to be on an opportunity meeting. You guys got it? Like, so we just don't use that word with them because it doesn't relate. Like I as a customer that lost 21 pounds 18 years ago was not looking for an opportunity. I was actually looking for more information on Formula One and why I felt so great on it. But you got me exposed and I was in. Does that make sense? I heard the story and I was in. I just showed up for the Formula One. You guys tracking with me? Okay, so a few of the things we're doing right now is we're having like, there's 2 of them a month, you guys. But one is like this whole like 45-minute pivot, and we're focusing on like what are people pivoting on, and then we're doing anything that you guys would normally do, right? We're doing product stories. We're certainly doing some income stories. We're talking about that our coaches at our clubs we actually need some more coaches at our clubs. We're talking about people possibly being laid off and furloughed, but we've got a lot of product stories on there, and of course we're building in all just to serve them, you guys. We're building in all kinds of stories of how like maybe be somebody that has a product story. But they're now an at-home mom, and now they're like working from home, and they're homeschooling, and some of the tips and the pointers that they're doing to serve the audience, right? And then do you guys get, we're just having people make sure that they serve the audience for why they came up, but people are hearing product stories, they're hearing income stories, and then we close the HOM. Like, you know, if in the event that you guys haven't started on the products, or, you know, you guys get the, however you guys would normally close an HOM. Mm-hmm. But it's working. We had 220 people on, you guys, our last 45-minute pivot, which was for our org, you guys. Like I get, you know, it's like my line versus like all the other diamond lines, right? It was an awesome size 45-minute pivot. Okay, so that is one thing we're doing. Let me share with you guys another thing we're doing. I could probably even show a few pictures. How many of you guys are in clubs right now? Like you're in a club, you're working in a club, you're coaching a club. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna transition just for a hot second to clubs. Okay, and I'm gonna bring my Telegram up, and it kind of dings a lot, so I just need to bring it up because I want to show you guys a few pictures, and if it starts dinging too much, I'll.
All good. Speaking of dinging, we were trying our best. We're having technical difficulties turning off the chimes, so it's all good.
Okay, you guys are good. Okay, so okay, folks, like this is one thing we found is if I could direct the team, like, do you guys, first of all, if you are in a club, I want you guys to write in the chat line because you probably won't unmute. Okay, if you're in a club right now, oh yeah, see, there goes the dinging. Okay, I should have just showed you first, right? Okay, if you're in a club right now, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is like, oh my gosh, like I'm firing on all cylinders here. Where are you guys at? Yeah, I would expect you guys to be up there. Yeah. I'm up there and I'm not in a club. My husband's in a club, right? But I'm not in a club. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, exactly. There's so much that's changing so fast. You guys got it? I would expect you to be like, yeah, 8.1. You guys are awesome. I would expect, like, there's so much, like, okay, this state, okay, this state's got an at-home order. Okay, now we got masks. Okay, now we can do drive-through or not drive-through. That was a Freudian slip. Now we can do what's it called, delivery, and then we can do what's called drive up, curbside pickup. Like, there's just so much, isn't there, you guys? Like, oh, we got another announcement. Oh, what about this? Oh, you can't do this. Oh gosh, we can approve this. Okay, how are we going to do this? Okay, that state can do this. I just feel like there's so much that changes so fast, right? And then as a leader of an organization, you just kind of want to be like on it. I don't want to be behind the 8 ball, right? I kind of want to be on it, right? So the one thing about our clubs is we were pretty much on them in the beginning. Like we have like this coronavirus task force, you guys, in our organization, and the coronavirus task force is on these like in the second week of March, when this kind of was like all like, you know, unfolding, you guys. Oh my gosh, we were on calls like 2 to 3 hours a night for like 10 days. Because it's creating strategies and constantly communicating with the team. Okay, you can do this. What about this? How could you guys make this work? Okay, how do you guys feel about this? Okay, let's do this. Okay, everybody on social media do this tomorrow, so make sure your club customers do this, okay? So, oh my gosh, I would never run for president. You guys, they would never want me for president. Okay, but I love you, okay? Okay, so we were just like constantly like making sure that we were like giving the team clarity. Now, the team, you guys, in the clubs, first of all, you guys, a size of our organization, we've had one club that shut down, okay? And she's like, I love her. She does about 80 shakes a day. She's like hot in the middle of Chicago and she's 70 years old. So first I was like, geez, why did Margaret shut down? You know what I mean? Like, because we've got so much confidence in our team that there's no need to shut down. Now, if the people have like health issues, right, they just don't feel safe, of course, you guys got it. But like, we've got our team so clear on how to make sure that they can still keep the club open and still serve the customers. I was like, why did Margaret shut down? Because she's such a like, you know, she just goes, Amber, she's 70 and she's in Chicago. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I got it. Because she's just such a team player. I just didn't quite get it. But the size of an organization of ours, you guys, with the hundreds of clubs in our organization, to have one shut down, I was like, oh, you guys rock. You know what I mean? They just stepped up to the plate. Now they are doing things different. They are not functioning the same way that they functioned, you know, on March 1st, but they're open and they're serving their communities and they're making sure that the people that, even if they're only doing delivery, you guys, and they're finding a way to safely do delivery. You guys, one of our front line today, she's like, okay, I gotta go. I'm delivering 100 shakes right now to the clinic. I'm like, you rock. So they're just finding a way. Does that make sense? Now, because that's using so much brain power, like you guys just wrote, 7, 8, 9, I would think so too. It's using so much brain power, and it is, and it's so new. Does that make sense? And it's unique. Like Herbalife's allowed us delivery, Herbalife's allowed us this curbside pickup, which our wiring isn't really that way. It does. I just have to acknowledge it takes so much brain power, you guys. It takes so much brain power for me, right? Like, okay, what can you guys do? Da, da, da. So one of the things that we did is we just started like telling our team exactly what to post every day. Okay. Now we're like, if you don't want to post, it's great. But if you're just like, if you are just brain dead, quite honestly, here's a post. Okay. And I acknowledge you for being brain dead, kind of, right? You know what I mean? Like, so let me just share with you guys some of the things that are really simple things. So some of the things, now I've got to find the thread. Is this the thread? Okay. Are you guys overwhelmed with how many like Voxer or Telegram or whatever threads do? It's just like, right. It's just got to be organized. This is the season of organization, isn't it? Okay. Let me share with you guys. Okay. So let me just give you an example first. This is the example. I wonder if I could put this in a, okay, let me just read this to you and then I'm gonna show you guys some examples, okay? So this is what I said. Okay, I'm like, okay, you guys, here's day one. This is all I want you guys to do. I want you guys to post in 4 places. So your Facebook page, your Facebook story, your Instagram thread, and your Instagram story, if they use them all. Some people don't use Instagram, it's great. Some people don't use Facebook, that's great. I want you guys to let your club members know 4 things. 1, that you're open. Like your hours of operation, like we're open 7 to 2, or we're open, 6 to 1, or we're open 7 to 4, whatever it is. Number 2, how can they get an LOT shake? So some only have curbside pickup. Some only have, what's it called? Like grab and go and curbside pickup. Some only have delivery. It's whatever it is. Like, how can they get you? How can they pay? Because a lot of our clubs don't take cash right now. They're just like not wanting to mess with cash, which is great. Now, we had a lot of flexibility here. We were really joking, you guys. Like, if you know some of our diamonds, Kelly and Mike and Tara know them. Chad's like 50, Sean's like 58, okay? And then you've got some of our younger ones that are coming up, and they're like, Apple Pay, Cash App, and Venmo. And Chad's like, what? Okay, so we're like, Chad, you're 50. I got it. No worries, okay? Just credit card. Credit card works for you, Chad. And it was super fun. You guys, we were just like, whatever works for the clubs. Like if you guys have a really young environment coming into your club, maybe it's the Engage app and it's Venmo and it's Cash App, right? And if you guys aren't like, if you don't use that yourself, right? Then, and it's too much brain power to learn all those things right now, don't learn them. It's okay, right? Just do it. Do what's easy for you. But the thing is, communicate clearly to your customers. It doesn't matter what you guys do, just communicate clearly. So that was number 3. How can they pay? Oh, and then number 4 was your hours. Okay, so are you open? How can they get you? How can they pay? And what are your hours? And I have them posting on their club pages every day. And the reason is, you guys, the world is changing so fast. So what happens is all of our customers were like constantly messaging, are you guys open? Are you open today? How, you know, are you delivering? So they just had so many questions being asked of them. I was like, okay, you guys, every day post. So let me get, okay, I think you guys can see these if I do this. Can I do this? And this. Oh yeah, I can do this. Okay, here, hang on. Let me give you guys a little screen share. And let's do this, and let's do this. Okay, so I can't see you. Oh, Kel, I can see you. Give me a thumbs up. Can you see that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay, so you guys can see, like, it might be in the pic, you guys, but it might be over here. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 to 2, curbside or delivery, or come inside and grab and go. Okay, so almost every one of the posts, or like at least once a day, a post is something like this. There's curbside service, okay? Curbside service, delivery, call ahead. Okay, here's Hometown Hub. She's got this week's hours. Here is Mission Nutrition. Okay, we're open tomorrow, 7 to 2. Here's how to order. And there's the square site. Okay, Mission Nutrition. Yes, we're open. Okay, we are open. These are stories. Okay, your body, yes, we're open 9 to 2, Monday through Friday. Here's our phone number. Call ahead, curbside, pick up, grab and go. We'll see you, curbside, grab and go. We're open 7 to 2. Yes, we're open. Do you guys get this? Curbside pickup. So we just wanted I just wanted to ease the customer's mind so they didn't have questions. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then one other thing I'll show you guys is, are you guys doing any sort of like at-home kits or at-home packs or anything like that? Club at-home kits?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just tell you guys one story, but she's gonna teach on Thursday, you guys, on the corporate, you guys know, like the corporate nutrition club Zooms. There's one this Thursday at it'd be 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. So to Janie, she's frontline to us, you guys. She had 29,000 personal volume points last month in just home kits. Yeah, so home kit is just, you guys, it's like, let me see if I can find her. I can find her, hang on. Let me zoom, okay, Janie, Okay, so this is probably the PowerPoint that she's gonna use, you guys. Oh, here's the kit. Okay, let me just show my screen here so you guys can see this is the kit. And she'll communicate like on Thursday, guys. I can give you guys a little bit of information too, but share my screen. Okay, here is the home club kit. I'll share with you guys one thing that she's not gonna share on Thursday. Okay, so this is it, Vibe at Home. Her club is Vibe, take home kits. So aloe tea, just like your club, you go to a club, right? Aloe tea shake. And then there's, or aloe tea bomb and shake. So she would sell them three boxes of liftoffs. So 30 liftoffs, one for a tea bomb each day. Okay, okay, great. Okay, so is there anything else? Okay, so this is what she did, you guys. She went to I don't know if she'll show you guys this, but so she went to Customers on BizWorks, she went to Contacts, and she downloaded every single contact. So she had like 20,000 contacts, you guys, because she found every single contact, you guys, she and her husband have 2 nutrition clubs. Like she runs one and then her husband runs another one. So they downloaded every single contact, you guys, like from any customer or any PM that's ever ordered, okay? And then she texted them, say, hey, you guys, it's Janie here. Are you looking for your nutrition shop favorites at home during a possible self-quarantine? We've got options, get your personalized home club kit. And she did this on an automated text messaging service, you guys, but you could text your PMs or you could find a way to communicate with people in the club. She had flyers too, guys, like handing flyers out at the club. She had these like take your club at home kit flyers that she would hand to every single person as she delivered them or as she did the curbside delivery to these guys. Text ready to Brittany to get your kit shipped. Stay positive. We'll get through this. And then people would just communicate back and forth with her. Okay, so she had flyers like that she handed out from the club. Social media, she did this on social media, you guys. She just obviously didn't put put prices. And then we do 3-day challenges, you guys. So anybody that was a 3-day challenge that didn't like convert to a customer or a preferred member from didn't convert, they did the 3-day and then they didn't do anything else. She also contacted them. Okay. Okay, so that gives a few things, you guys, for whether it's like exposure, does that make sense? And then if it's like some club stuff and possibly like preferred members and customers as well. Like whether, like if they're coming into the club every day, you guys, and for some reason they're not able to come into the club, or it's not convenient for them to drive by, or your club isn't open, it still gives you an opportunity, you guys, to like create volume. You guys can create so much volume. I mean, we've got our team so clear. Like I get, sometimes we're like, because I compare numbers. I was asking Kelly for numbers because, you know, I'm an engineer by education. You guys, I haven't done it for a long time, but I'm like a data girl. So I'm always like, I'm comparing our org to February and our org to March and our org to January, and like, where are we at in the numbers, right? So, okay, how many of you guys had like an amazing March? It's like, oh my gosh, whoa, oh my gosh, right? Even with like 2 weeks of quarantine or 2 weeks with at-home orders, I was like, it's so great. Okay, so you guys, it's like, just create that, like, we just have our team bought in. We're like, okay, and April's gonna be better. Now, it's gonna require effort. I'm like, our team is working like ballsy. But they're having so much fun, right? They're just so committed. They're all like in this, like, just create like some sort of like, you know what I mean? You just get this group here together, all, you know what I mean? And like they're just so wild right now to make sure that April's better than March, right? So they're tracking every day, like, are you behind? Are you ahead? What can we do? How can we move the needle here? What else can I do for you? Like today, they're like, okay, can we have another one of those coach info nights? We need another coach info night. And I'm like, oh, so in my mind, I'm like, oh gosh, we need another coach info night, right? But you guys, it's a season. So as I'm closing up, and if you guys have questions, great. This is what I keep saying to the team. It's a season. This too shall pass, right? Stay safe, of course, all of that stuff that you guys would do. Stay safe so that you're safe, so your family's safe, so that the community is safe. But it is a season. And if you can find a way to serve in the community, if you can find a way to get your club to be able to deliver some shakes, you guys, so you can, like, I mean, we just have some people that are like, Tammy Gates now are my mentor, you guys, my upline sponsor. She's delivering, like, she's like, okay, Friday night, I'm going to the grocery store. I've got 70 shakes delivered to the grocery store because they're pulling an all-nighter. I'm like, you're amazing. You know what I mean? She's like 30K, I don't know, 55 years old. And she's like, absolutely, this is what I can do to contribute to these people. It's just like, it's just a season, you guys. So, yeah, awesome things from you guys. I know I've got all your numbers and your data, and it's pretty awesome what you guys created in March. So I'm super excited for you guys in April to close out some of these cuts. So, okay, I'm going to open it up though. Is there anything you guys want to ask at all?
You guys all quiet.
I know.
Somebody's ready. I'm waiting.
I was like, some of them know me really well. Yeah.
It's Nicole. I have a question. It's a random question, but you have like that picture behind you. Is that a vision board?
It is. You guys want to see it?
Yes.
That's great. I love these questions. It is a vision board. It's like, I had it made at Shutter. Do you guys ever use like Shutterfly or any of those? It was like a $20 poster, Nicole, and then I just had it made. I just had it framed. So if I ever want to update it, all I have to do is make a new $20 poster, and I can keep using the same frame. So I think some of these are all. Do you guys want me to walk through what they are?
Yeah.
A few of them. Okay, that one up there. Can you see that's a Chairman's Club pin? This one's Banff. Have you guys ever been to Banff, Canada?
I've heard of it.
I've never been there. I want to go there. Brad's probably been everywhere, right? That one is like, it's a bunch of flags. So it's like, it just represents, like, you guys, the majority of my and Jason's check is all in the United States. I'm like, okay, could I please get out of the United States at some point? You know what I mean? So I just haven't figured that one out yet, you guys. So without moving, right? So that just means international business. That one in the upper right is an 80K pin. Then there's a ranch. We own some property at a ranch in Colorado, and that's just like, this is like the ranch and a ranch home that we'd someday like to build on the ranch land. This is the ranch. This is a jet. No, I don't want to own a jet. Okay. Leslie Stanford, Founders Circle member. I know. I should language what I do want. I saw Stacy's face. Like, really? I should language what I do want, right? Thank you for the accountability there. So I would love to have some sort of like, oh, I should look at Brad's like, what is she going to say? Like, like a jet share package. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to own the jet. I just want to be able to like not have to fly through an airport. I don't know. That's really big on the list. I don't know. I think that requires some much more income. Not a great income, but I still think it requires much more income than I make. Okay. This is like a home personal assistant. It's somebody folding laundry. That's what it is. It's a picture of somebody folding laundry. Would you guys like that? To never do your laundry and have somebody else do your laundry? Yeah, me too. Okay, this is like a personal assistant, which I kind of already have, but it's great to have on there. This is a sauna. Anybody have a sauna? Sauna, however you guys say that in your house? Anyone? I'd like one of those. Okay. Mortgage-free living. I don't know what this one represents, quite honestly, so I'll come back to you on that one. This one's a Tesla, and I think I wanted a Tesla, but we just moved in December. We just bought this house, you guys, and we bought it because we're really close to our little guy's school. So, and I work from home. So I drive like 4 miles a day, 3 times a week. That's like 12 miles a week. I just said to somebody last week, I go, I think having a Tesla for 12 hours a week is a little bit aggressive. You're like, no. I'm like, yeah, I think it is. I think like, you know, a $10,000 Jeep Wrangler, you know, I can live in a beach community. I'm like that's good. That'd be good for me. So it's still on the list, you know, I don't know. Okay, this is Jason's Corvette. I want to go to Yellowstone National Park. Jason and I have not done a lot of like parks at all. This is a family of 4 meditating. It's like a mom and dad and 2 kids and they're meditating. This is it's a picture of like, you know, the Monopoly guy. It's a jet with the Monopoly guy and he's got like money bags. Probably doesn't mean anything too specific, but this is one of the new Broncos. Have you guys seen the new Broncos?
No.
Yeah, they're not out yet. Aren't they cute? Sarah's nodding. Yes. Okay, so I would love an electric Bronco. And Jason is so making fun of me. He goes, you can have an electric Bronco? I go, I would love to never go to a gas station. It's a waste of time for me. You guys probably know my personality by just saying that. I'm like, I just don't, I like drive the car to empty. Jason's like, Amber, are you going to get gas? I'm like, well, I've got 18 miles left. It's great. I'm only 2 miles from the school. He's so irritated with me. So I'm like, if I get an electric vehicle, let's just plug it in my driveway. That'd be great. This is Mount Rushmore, which I think we're going to go to this summer. We're going to take a motorhome trip and go to Mount Rushmore this summer. And this is like, it's like people hanging from those yoga strings. Like I want to go on a yoga yoga retreat or trip like that every year. This one's in Bali. I'd love to go to Bali. I just have a 4-year-old and like it takes like 100 hours to get to Bali, Kelly, from here. Yeah.
It's worth it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Well, okay. And then this is Scotland. Jason's next dream trip. My next dream trip is Bali. Jason's next dream trip is Scotland. And then this one is Glacier National Park. You can tell I've got some park. I like to travel, you guys, right? So I was like, I just like to, okay. How was that?
Good. Nice. I love it.
The first decision I ever had to make was not quitting Herbalife. I would say that. Some of you guys know the story, right? It's like do you guys know Jason and I were world team for 7 years. So we got sponsored in 2002. We had these big dreams. We're going to go, get to the president's team. The girl that I saw her story right at that first HOM, she hit the president's team in 23 months. I was like, oh my gosh, if that girl can do it, I can totally do it. 7 years later, we're still at the world team. And I just about quit. So, and I was like, I can go back to 3M. I can call my old boss. He'll take us back. So that was probably I'll never forget it. Do you guys have those moments like I can smell my house? I can picture where I was standing. I was standing next to the dishwasher and the dishwasher was like in dry cycle and it was like giving off heat and you can smell that like dishwasher dry heat smell. And Jason and I were like, okay, we called it the D word, divorce. I'm like, all right, we're never going to use the D word. We're never going to divorce Herbalife. We're in it forever. And then I went and got a big tattoo on my foot of the Herbalife logo. So I was really in it, like I branded myself. But it was probably one of the most difficult decisions that it was so hard. It was like 7 years and all these, like, how am I not moving up the marketing plan? All these people are moving up the marketing plan. You just want to like throw in the towel. And I'm here to say, don't throw in the towel. It's just not your time yet. Okay. Life is good for us today. What else?
Now your questions are rolling in. Did you see the one from Amanda East?
Amanda.
Talk to us about the transition when you had Augie. Do you see that one?
Of Augie being sure to have present time with him, but keeping all your places being the same time. Please reference first page. Yeah, got it. Okay, well, I don't know that I've mastered this. This is let me just say, you guys, we were 30K when we had Augie. So we were blessed to have some income. Okay. So I had an au pair for the first 2 years from Germany, and I love her. She traveled with us everywhere. Her name was Jenny, and she was like a live-in nanny. That's what an au pair is. Okay. So that was a blessing because I could have him all the time here. Right. And, or with me, like Jen and Augie would just go everywhere with me. So if I had to train, and I could like train, and then I could go back to the hotel room and I could be with him, and I could, so that the first 2 years of a life, I think with a baby is like, great, because they're like, I'm not really doing anything anyway. Like, you know what I mean? You're not like, so then I turned 2 or 3, right? Or 4, Augie's 4.5 now. And I do go through periods even still, you guys, like this season right now, you guys, of like February, March, April, May is just really intense. It's intense. Does that make sense? Like I'm working nonstop. I was up until 2:30 last night. You guys, I haven't been down. Here's my dinner. Augie's downstairs with Jason, and I've been on calls all night long, right? And I don't love it all the time, but this is what I do know is like, I don't, Kurt O'Connell got me very clear years ago. Herbalife doesn't give you time freedom. Herbalife gives you time flexibility. Does that make sense? The flexibility is I get to bring Augie everywhere with me all the time. I went to Africa for 3 weeks last year to train for Herbalife. Augie came with. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So as much as sometimes I feel guilty, I guarantee you I spend more than 98% of parents, right? So I feel guilty because I'm a mom and I have these like high expectations that I should spend more time with him. What I do know as an Herbalife parent, okay, you do get to spend more time with your children than I guarantee you than if I worked at 3M. I would be out of the house 70, 80 hours a week working at 3M, and my guilt would be overwhelming. Okay, so even as a parent, it's just like, so this is what happens. Like Augie might come in here right now tonight, you guys. Be like, Mommy, do you know what I mean? And I'll sit him on my lap and I'll say hi to my friend Kelly, and there's, Mike and Tara, and there's, you know what I mean? And so I enroll him as he knows like Chad and Sean, he's in love with, he is Herbalife. He's just like the part of the tea comes to the club, right? And then he goes to the extravaganza, and then he's just part of the amoeba. But as a parent, I just will say, you guys probably will still have like moments of like, I should be spending time with them. Yeah, I got it. But there is a season in Herbalife, and right now there's a season, and the season is just called balls to the walls. I got it. The season will end. Okay. And then I'll be back in neutral mode, and I'll have a little bit more, flexibility to not be on evening calls as much. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I will say one thing though. I will say, as you guys grow in Herbalife and you understand personal development and how to communicate with people and how to set expectations for people and how to not get emotionally involved and how to discipline your emotions and follow processes, not emotions, you become amazing parents. Okay, so it is one of the things I get all the time. People, they watch Jason and I with Augie, and they're like, oh my gosh, the way that you talk to him and the way that he speaks as a little 4-year-old human, I'm like, it's all because of Herbalife. I mean, I did the work. I got it. Like I read the books. I showed up and I did the practice. I did the practice mentoring. I made 6,000 mistakes. I ticked off people not intentionally because I said something I shouldn't have said. And then I learned, right? And of course, Jason and I still, like, I'll say something to Augie or Jason will say something and we look at each other and we're like, oh, shit, probably should have said that. That didn't come out right. But we catch ourselves because we're personally involved. I guarantee you, being an executive at 3M would have never allowed me the experiences to be the human that I am today and have the marriage that I have today so that we can be the parents that we have today as well. Mm-hmm. Here he is. Hi.
Aww.
Hi.
Mama,
Yeah.
I really want you to come bedroom.
You really want me to come in your bedroom? You know what? I'm going to wrap up in just a minute. Okay. And then I'll come in. How's that?
Hi, Augie.
Look, this is my friend Kelly. Hey, look at her. Does she look like me? Kel, talk for a second.
Oh, thanks. Hi, buddy. How are you?
Good.
Good. So sweet. Aw.
That was perfect timing for the question.
Wasn't it? We were talking about how awesome you were. Yeah. Hey, do you want to do me a favor though? You want to tell my friends about your haircut the other night? What did you do?
I was gonna ask.
Do you remember what you did?
I cut my hair all by myself.
Cut my hair all by myself. Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, here's the Wixter.
Hi.
Yeah. And what scissors did you use? Do you remember?
The hair ones.
Mm-hmm.
Mama,
Yep.
you watch Peppa Pig.
You watched Peppa the Pig?
Yeah.
That's super.
Okay, George, you ready for
Okay,
the
George,
book?
Mom will be in a little bit, okay? Go say your prayers. And do you want to share with our friends the 3 things you're most grateful for about today?
No.
No? How about one?
Yeah.
What one thing? What's the best, most grateful thing for today?
Working.
Working, doing our school works.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
good.
Can you say goodbye to everybody?
Bye, Augie.
Hi, Augie.
Sweet dreams.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Jason. Bye, Jason.
I was like, here he comes. Okay, I'm gonna shut that thing off.
How
Okay.
sweet is that?
No.
Aw.
I know, sweet baby.
Right on cue. Good so far.
Yeah, I figured it was about time. Okay, what else? What else? What other? What you always want? My favorite book. I'll give you guys a few of my entry level favorite books. We have some book stuff going on with our team right now. Okay, so for very like beginner people, you guys, it's like The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. We had just had our team read either The Four Agreements or 3 Feet from Gold. Have you guys read that?
Mhm.
Mhm.
3 Feet from Gold. Let me give you one more. What are the Lead for God's Sake?
What was
Mhm.
that last one, Amber?
Oh,
Lead for
lead.
God's sake.
Lead for God's Sake. It's a story, which is great. Okay, the one I just finished. Now this is for those of you guys that are like wired like me. What's it called? It takes what it takes. Moab. Were you guys on Dan's call this morning? I'm like, Dan just read it. Let me show you what it takes. Amazon, is this it? Oh yeah, this is the book. You guys, I could not put it down. Let me show you my screen. Now, you got to like sports or be an athlete or have athlete mentality. And if you don't, stick with the stories, okay? So that's what it is. It takes what it takes. Trevor Moawad. Oh my gosh, couldn't put that one down. I'm just saying I just read that one though. That's like a recent, okay? It's not like one of my top favorites, okay? I mean, it is, but more recent, it's like, it's so good for the season. Let me say that, you guys. It's so good for like right now. He is the mental coach, you guys, for a lot of professional athletes. So if you guys know Russell Wilson, who Seattle Seahawks, and he threw it in and it wasn't good. Does that make sense? So Russell Moab is his mental coach. It's like, okay, so how do you like stay neutral about that? And you don't tie a lot of emotion to it. Just like be neutral.
Mhm.
Love The Alchemist, me too. Leads for God's sake. See, some of you guys have read these. How can you grow a team outside of your hometown when there's several team clubs in the same town? How can you grow a team outside of your hometown? Hometown when there are several of your team's clubs. Oh, got it. So I got it. I get this as a challenge. So it's like me in Duluth, Minnesota, right? And how am I still going to keep growing a check when I've got 17 clubs in Duluth, Minnesota? They're all my downline. Is that the question? Right, Meg?
Meg, is that it? I'm trying to find her and get a head nod. Meg, is that the question?
Alan's giving you a thumbs up, so it might have
Okay,
been.
okay.
Oh,
I couldn't find either one of you.
okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Yeah, I got it. This is a challenge, and I have not mastered this one. Okay. So like Sean Hammerbeck is in this situation right now. She's 20K Pres team. She's in Wisconsin, and she's got these clubs in this area that, you know what I mean, that are like, I'll give you a few ideas, but I'm not a master at this. Okay. But she's like, Amber, I'm not going to keep building frontline here when I've got other, Active World and Get team members, and I'd rather build them up. Okay. So there's a few things. Number one is she starts weight loss challenges in cities that are an hour and a half to 2 hours away, and she commutes 1 day a week and goes and does weight loss challenges in communities.
Wow.
Okay. Brooke, Kerwin, and Jason did this also, you guys, back in like 2009. Like we lived in Duluth, Minnesota. Their hometown was Grand Rapids, Minnesota. It was 90 minutes away. So what did they start doing? Instead of just like going up there and opening a club and moving, because they were in Duluth, they went once a week and they went and did a weight loss challenge. Okay, so you can start, what people in our org have generally done, or then I'll give you the second thing in a minute, you guys, is they start a Facebook page, okay? And it's like, Grand Rapids weight loss group, something like, be creative, but you guys get what I'm saying, okay? And they're like, okay, so what we're doing is we're coming to town once a week, we're doing weight loss challenges, and then they just find a way to get people added to the group. It could be like, you could go to your own club page, right? You could be like, if you guys know anybody in this town or this city, we're going up there once a week. Now, when you guys do that, you also can turn that into a satellite club. You just have to be willing to travel just a little bit in our experience, okay? So, so it's like, and Sean likes that, because Sean's like, okay, I want them close enough to me. So if I want to go drive in and be with them and work with them, great. Or if I want them to come to my club and be trained in my club, great. Versus like, 5 states away where I'd have to maybe, make more of a commitment to go see them. So I've not mastered that, but that'd be my, you know, pointer or tip of the moment. Okay. Oh yeah, let me skip that one. Yeah, Jason and I are great business partners, but yes, okay. Mental shift or business shift that made you move beyond world team. I don't know. Such a good question. I'll share with you guys what happened. Okay, so it's like, I can remember. It's like April, May, April. It's April 2007. I almost quit Herbalife and go back to 3M in the kitchen. May 2007, because May is my birthday, I get the tattoo. June 2007, Jason and I go to a personal development weekend. I think that was probably part of the shift. Part of the shift of that personal development weekend was like, not that Jason and I had probably made a lot of excuses. It's not in our nature, even in 2007. We had been in Herbalife for 5 or 6 years at the time. We certainly didn't have the personal growth we had today, but we had some, you know. So it's not that we made excuses. We probably just didn't take full ownership. Do you guys get that? It's like, I didn't make excuses and I didn't blame anybody else. I probably just didn't take full ownership that the reason why I was at World Team for 7 years is because Amber, right? Like, and so what happened in this personal development seminar was like, there was a few things. I can recite this, you guys, because it's changed my life. If you want to, like, one of my things is like, I don't want to be a 97%er. Nothing bad, but you guys are probably on this call. There's 77 of you in the whole universe of 8 billion humans. There's 77 of you. You're probably 3%ers. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'm probably talking to a group of 3%ers. So my whole thing was like, well, if I want to be a 3%er, okay, because I'm such a Jim Rohn studier. I was like, his thing is you must think, speak, and act in exact opposition to the way that a 97%er thinks, speaks, and acts. And that, you guys, Jason and I just became, so that goes back to that other question. One tip that's helped you and Jason become better business partners is we were like, okay, anything that a 97%er does, we must not do. So what is that? Watch the news. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't want to list them necessarily. There are things, right? Because you guys might do some of those things and I don't want you to be like, Amber told us not to do these things. Okay. Well, watch the news is one, right? But there were just things that, like, if a 97%er does it, we would catch ourselves. Okay. And then we had this list of words like can't, not, won't, don't, should, right? So when we say these words, you guys, we would hold each other accountable. Like, I can't do that. Jason would be like, oh, really? And I'd be like, I choose not to do that. Does that make sense? Like, we would just catch ourselves on language. Now, we had to have a pretty decent marriage at that time. Otherwise, you're like, why are you busting my balls? You know what I mean? So we just had to agree. We just had to, like, make this a commitment. Like, okay, we've been a World Team for 7 years. We just decided not to quit and go back to 3M. So we've got to do something. So we changed our language. We changed the things that we were doing. Like, we were doing things that were a little bit of time wasters. Okay. That 97%ers kind of do. And even if it's like, yeah, but I like them. They're my hobbies. I'm like, I got it. But were they taking me away from what I needed to do? Or was I aligning with a group of people that I possibly didn't need to align with in order to become a 3%er? So we just did a lot of self-evaluation. Okay, then we went to the extravaganza in July, and it's going to be different for all of you guys possibly, but we went to the extravaganza in July. We wanted nothing to do with nutrition clubs. We had Brooke and Laura and I had this office. It's Brooke Kerwin and Laura Meister, their president's team today. But we all have this office in downtown Duluth, Minnesota. And our goal is always 10 customers a month. But we go to this extravaganza. And at the extravaganza, that's the extravaganza, you guys. They had this like 4-hour breakout session on nutrition clubs. And we did not go because we're like, we don't want a nutrition club. Okay. But the whole weekend, people were like, oh, nutrition club. Did you see my nutrition club? Oh, I got a picture of my nutrition club. This is like 2007. We're like, oh, awesome. Nice. No, we didn't see your nutrition club. Right. So anyway, that's the event. Laura's laying on the grass. If you guys know the story, she's outside. We're all laying on the grass. It's Dallas, Texas. We're from Minnesota. We're soaking up the sun. And Laura goes, hey, you guys know that one spot in Duluth, Minnesota, like, you know, on the Skywalk, it's called the Coffee Zone. If the Coffee Zone ever became available for lease, that'd be an awesome spot if somebody ever wanted to open a nutrition club. We're like, yeah, it'd be such a great spot. But we didn't want a nutrition club. Does that make sense? So she makes the statement. That's it. We go back. It's August. Like, we're working, getting our 10 customers a month, 10 customers a month, 10 customers a month. Laura calls us one day. She's like, okay, you guys, the Coffee Zone just became available for lease. So we're like, okay, go sign a lease. And then we were pres team 23 months later. So you get it. Like, for us, I feel it was like divine. Does that make sense? but it probably, the divinity probably didn't happen until Jason and I changed like our state, our language, our responsibility. Yeah, how we thought. I think it was like, it just opened up a pathway for us to be able to receive. And then we were, you know, brave enough to walk through the door when we were presented with the opportunity. Is there anything else that you guys can see? Favorite book, 3 tips. 3 tips for building your business with social media. Well, Samantha, I'm not a social media expert. I'm a nutrition club expert. Special lighting for my webcam. Oh my gosh, I do.
I can tell.
It's a Logitech camera. It's so funny, you guys. So people, I've used it for quite some time, few years. If you guys, they're $69.99 at Best Buy when they're in stock. But I think there's so many people working from home, you guys, you can't find them. They're totally out of stock everywhere. It's a Logitech, Brad. Logitech Carl Zeiss, Z-E-I-S-S. I got my glasses on, you guys.
That's an interesting view.
I can see my nose. Tessar HD 1080p. $70.
Got it.
Nice. Yeah.
Put it on your wish list after Corona season ends, and maybe you guys will find one that becomes available.
Yeah, there you go.
$9.99. Just plugs right in. Super simple. Oh, 3 tips on Nutrition Club social media. Okay, that's good. I can do that. Okay, I can do that. That's good. I am. It's so funny because I am crazy about Nutrition Club social media. All right, I got it. This is good. Let me get it to you. But hang on, I got to bring something up. Okay, I'll give you guys a few numbers. Like, we'd like our team to have 1,000 likes on their Facebook and Instagram pages and threads prior to opening. So we have a 4-week social media pre-open plan. And it's basically like post every day, right? And you learn how to, you know, create engagement and maybe do some like, what are they called, you guys? Like, what are they called? Like raffles, and we're giving this away on this Wednesday, and we're doing this on Thursday, and stuff like that. Like, share, tag, okay? Okay. I do have something else. Just give me a minute. Is this it? No. Oh, goodness. I could maybe show it to you if I can find it. Goodness gracious. Now I'm like on the new club. Okay, I can't find it, but let me give you an idea. It's like, okay, so we have a list of things, you guys, but let me just think, I'll see if I can get them off memory. I have a list of things that I want the people, like our team, to rotate between. Okay, so it'd be like a picture of aloe tea and shake, or aloe tea or shake, right? Somebody getting on the products, like maybe they, like we do 3-day trials, it'd be like a picture of them taking a 3-day trial home. It could be like 3-day trial results or customer results. I mean, I'm always like, you have to have that disclaimer on them. People in the club. Okay, so oftentimes I find these beautiful club pages, right? And they're like, whether they're Instagram or their Facebook, right? And they're gorgeous. I'm like, awesome, beautiful shakes. I've seen 65 beautiful shakes. Do humans ever come to your club? Just curious, right? So I'm like, you guys, you have to show that other people are in the club if you want other humans to come to your club, right? What else? The obvious, like, communicate anything that needs to be communicated clearly. So the hours of operation, a menu, finding a way for people to have a menu. It could be some like product education, but simple product education, you guys, that's like, what's the word? You know, like just so that Herbalife doesn't call you. You guys good with that? Like, just be clean. So that you're not getting a phone call. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys photos. Okay, we always use Max and Liz's page because they have just really great. Okay, look at Max and Liz's page. They're knocking on the door of Mill. Okay, so there's a few pages we use, but okay, so aloe tea shake, that's great. Here's a picture of them doing drop-offs, that's great. I mean, we're definitely in this season right here, so let me get beyond the season. Okay, so people, this is congratulations for new coach, I think. Oh no, this is results. Okay, this is awesome. And then they've got the disclaimer on there. Good. Here's somebody cheering. Okay. Yeah, great. They do a ton of it on Instagram too. So people in the club, stickers, if they've got stickers on their, whatever it's called, great, on their cups. Yeah, rise and grind. Yeah, good. Is this good? They probably don't have enough results on here. I would love a little bit more from results. Okay, my second thing is Facebook Lives. Do you guys do Facebook Lives?
Mhm.
Okay, so if you look at Patriot Nutrition and we go to, so this is the club that Chad and Jace had. Let's go to videos. Okay, so do you guys see Tiff? It's just awesome. It's Tiff every day. There's like 2 to 3 minutes. She calls it Tiff Talk. It's like, look how consistent that is. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
It's always the same person. It's the same time every day. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if that's, but so Facebook Lives and our leaders, we have them do Facebook Lives every single day at the same time every single day. Would be my number 2. Oh gosh, you need 3, huh? I think our third one is stories. Okay, if I'm gonna be on my team, okay, so if you research what are the trends right now, what are the 2020 top 2020, like if I said social media trends, one of them is 2020 stories will overtake posts. Okay, if you Google it, stories will overtake posts. Okay, so I'm on my team about mastering their stories. So sometimes the thing that I showed you guys earlier, this is a little bit technical. You might have to like either learn it or find a youngster to be able to do it. Like Tiff okay, so I showed you guys earlier, it was Janie and it was like the we're open, right? So what she'll do is she'll do a Facebook Live. Okay, you guys, we're open. This is how you can get us. Does that make sense? She'll do a Facebook Live. She'll take the Facebook Live, she'll record it, and then she loads that into 15-second segments on Instagram and she puts the words below it. Do you guys track with me there? I think Tara did. Okay. I'll show you guys and then I'll show you because you're like, what is she talking about? Okay, let me show you what she did. Let me bring Telegram up. Okay. Okay, here's Janie's. Yeah, here's Janie's thing. Okay, let me share my screen so you guys can see this again. Okay. Share screen. Share screen. Okay, so here's, oh, no, not Janie, sorry. Lace. Okay. Okay, it was this one. Okay, so if I share screen, Telegram. Okay, do you guys remember this one? Can you guys see Janie here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, this right here is actually a Facebook Live, you guys. She took a Facebook Live, okay, and she turned it into a story as well on her Instagram story. Okay, so she's saying, whatever she's saying, she's saying, hey, you guys, your body needs immune health building. Whatever she's saying, she just went in and retyped it. Okay, call this number. So she's saying, you guys can hear, if people listen, great, but sometimes people don't listen to a story. They just click right through it. Okay, so we'll see you curbside grab and go. So all that is you guys, they take a story. I'm sorry, they take a Facebook Live and they turn it into a story with text. Does that make sense?
Thanks.
Google it. Janie's clubs are doing like 150 to 180 shakes per day. GTS. Somebody write that. Oh my God, I love you guys. Oh my gosh. If you don't know what that means, you're going to have to ask your upline. Okay. Okay, I'll take Telegram off right now. Sorry. Yes. If anything, use stories. That's the takeaway, you guys, is use stories. Okay. And if you use stories and you like have video on a story, some people might not listen because they don't have the time. They just want to click. So then put the text there. So I think a few of our clubs, like Lacey right now, guys, she hangs out between 180 and 200. So for our organization, that is extremely high. I mean, we love 100, right? 100 to 120 is like our sweet spot. But to stay, hey, 150, 180, or 220 during the season is just like unbelievable for our org. Now, there's some people like Zach Tartle. He's like, oh, my club does 350. I'm like, okay, awesome. I don't have a club that does 350. So it's all whatever your, you know what I mean? You guys have your own set point for your organization. But one of the things that Janie and Lacey are just so good at is they've mastered stories. Okay. I mean, they mastered social media probably the last 2 or 3 years, right? And now this year they just up leveled and brought like Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives or Instagram Stories. Yeah, because I think the research says, you guys, that stories will overtake social media posting this year. So I'm just always on my team about being cutting edge, and I got it. I'm 44 years old, you guys. So I did not grow up with social media. Like I got my first. Like I resisted a Facebook account in 2009, and Brooke was like, Amber, you're gonna be a grandma. You have to have a Facebook account. So if you look at my Amber Wick like Facebook page or something, like you just don't even know I do Herbalife, or like my my Instagram account. I just don't like. I don't use my Instagram account necessarily, you guys, at all. It doesn't say anything about Herbalife. It's not what I use it for. But I've definitely learned how to master, you guys, how to teach the team how to elevate their social media for their nutrition club. Not for them personal, their own personal brand, which if they want to do that, that's great. I'm just probably not their mentor, but definitely for nutrition clubs. I'm like, you guys, if you guys are a business in this day and age, right, with free advertising called social media, spend some time learning the skill of social media or hire it out. Like, you know what I mean? Get your 18-year-old neighbor to do it for you, because I guarantee they know what they're doing. Isn't that true? Okay, good. I'm reading. Anything else, you guys?
Let's see. Anything else? Am I missing anybody? I think that's it. Do we get them all? I think so.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Amber.
Okay,
thank
now,
you so
yeah,
much.
now go make April more awesome than March, right, you guys?
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are absolutely so grateful. Thank you for being with us this evening. Thank you. I feel you're eating your dinner by your computer. And, I know your child is waiting on you. Go tell him good night. But we are so grateful for you. Thank you, and Jason, for all that you've done, for all of us. You guys have really paved the way. I know there's so many of us on this. Everybody probably has stories of how you guys have impacted them at various events and things. So our gratitude is huge for you guys. Thank you 1,000 times, and we hope you have a fantastic evening.
Thanks, you guys. Okay, let me know how the month goes, okay?
What's
Bye,
that?
Amber.
Let me know how the month goes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you.